This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12, and it reads, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Shai, Ba'ashim Kachorash, Shalom to the elder apostle, elder bishops, elders that great millstone, that rule well, that teach well, that taught me this truth. Peace, love, and salutation to the Bayaf Tawadah, which is the house of David, which is the elect. Shalom. A quick breaking news, right? All right. I'm gonna play the video real quick, right? And bring on some few precepts to the spirit and power, Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? And hopefully those of you who have the sincere sheep of the household of Israel are edified. All right, so let's go.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you just joining us, I'm Lindsay Davis. Thank you so much for streaming with us. We begin with that mass shooting in Midtown Manhattan. It happened inside 345 Park Avenue between 51st and 52nd Streets. You can see someone with a rifle walking outside the building on Park Avenue that contains the NFL headquarters and the consulting company Blackstone. Here's what we know at this hour. At least 3 people are dead. The shooter also died by suicide. Take a look at this photo of people barricaded inside the building. Witnesses tell us about the harrowing moments of being inside. We could see people walking outside of the building with their hands up. Shootings of this nature in Manhattan are exceedingly rare. Let's go right to our Will Reeve, who's on the scene. Will, give us a sense of what you're learning about what's happening.
Well, Lindsay, you covered a lot of it there, but what I can see here on the ground is still a massive emergency response many hours after this incident occurred. It's just behind us here, that big building in the distance there, up a few blocks from us on Park Avenue in one of the most heavily trafficked and well-known parts of New York City. We spoke of those blue chip tenants in that building. This is a major thoroughfare, this area, and just off camera here in the middle of the street, Park Avenue goes 2 ways up here. In the middle of the street, there's a divider. There are people standing taking photos of all of these lights and sirens and ambulances. There are helicopters overhead, dozens, hundreds perhaps of emergency vehicles here, significantly more police on the ground here walking around, keeping the area secured. Where we are is about 3 blocks south of the actual incident, just a few blocks north of Grand Central Terminal. And if you go down that way, aside from the helicopters, you wouldn't really know what had happened. It might be just another summer night in New York, but around here it is a wall of light and sound, all because that shooter entered the building and now 3 are dead, plus the shooter. You saw those images of the office workers in that building barricading themselves in, not knowing what was happening to them or to anyone else within that building, where the shooter was, what was going to happen. And they barricaded themselves in and awaited further instruction, and slowly police have been going through the building, trying to clear floors one by one. If you look right now, it looks just like another New York night. If you didn't see the sirens and all those things, there's not much activity coming, at least from the windows from our vantage point in that building where the incident occurred. But rest assured, police and other emergency personnel are there combing every floor, making sure that it is in fact the case that the shooter who was neutralized, who killed himself on the 33rd floor, was alone, and that there's nothing else in that building. There are people here walking around, coming just to gawk at the spectacle of it all. But right now, we do not know the motive of the shooter. We just know that there are 3 dead, many more injured, and the shooter is dead, and they are working to clear the building and make sure that nothing else happens and that everyone else can go home safely, Lindsay.
And about 30 minutes ago, Will, we could see a number of people, mostly suited business attire, walking, it appeared, from the direction of that building. I understand you're 3 blocks away, so you may not be able to tell. As far as we know, the building is still under lockdown?
Yes, that's what we can tell, but they are, if people are to leave the building, and some have been able to leave the building, I believe it depends on which floor. Again, it was a very high floor that the shooter made his way up to, the 33rd floor, where he ultimately took his own life.
Okay, so there you have it, man. Okay, follow me, bring this head back real quick. All right, there you have it, man. Okay, 3 deleted, right? Including an off-duty officer, right, in Midtown Manhattan. Okay, so let me bring this scripture out real quick, because as we entering into these perilous times, man. Okay, people are losing their job, right? People are out here suffering, right? Under the cruel Lord, right? All right, and things is gonna pop off, man. Matter of fact, what's that scripture? Right, 2 Ezra 15:14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword," right? Going into those blickies, right? "And their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power," man. Okay, and you just like you seeing this guy, right? He just walk up into this place, man. All right. No, it looks like it's in the area of Bank of America down in Manhattan, right? But this is where we're headed to, man. All right. This is exactly where we're headed to. And then when you look down here, it says Trump signs executive orders to clear homeless encampments, man. So while things like these are playing out, you got Trump, right, is signing executive orders away, man. All right. So be on the watch, man. Matter of fact, let me continue. It says, let me read verse 16 again. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power," man. People are going to be taking actions into their own hands, man. Okay, whether to delete somebody else, to delete a higher official, right? Okay, or a key figure, right? People are sick and tired and fed up, man. All right. So it says there, verse 17, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able," right? And get roadblock offs, right? Checkpoints, right? Verse 18, "For because of the pride and city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Verse 19, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword," the blickies, right? Okay, "and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation," man. All right. So we have to keep an eye out, man, because things is happening, man. All right. Things is happening while you have, these things happening, right? Right. Breaking news, right? You got Trump is signing executive orders, man. Okay, and this was what, 3 days ago. All right. So yeah, man, just stay on high alert. Okay, breaking news, right? And I just want to end this off by giving all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Bashim El Shai, Bashim Kodash, Shalom Tirele, Shalom.